get rid of these. I'm going to keep that around. I don't need any more hard targets. The Starlash. Starlash is not as... See, that's better than this one. Well, it doesn't have Furious. Still. What if I can modify it? Find Big Bang. That one's still better. The Penumbra. I'm fascinated by that. We'll have to come back and play with that later. Coachman, Auto Rivet. Quantum Edge Combat Knife. Shattering Wakazashi. The Pain Blade is at 120. I'm going to keep that just because of the perks that are on it. This is cornered med theft and shattering. So we're just going to put that back on the ship. The Syndicate Enforcer. We'll keep the rest of these. Don't need the Varun suit. Although that'll be really cool to pick some of those up later. I suppose I should be wearing a Varun suit if I can kit one out in a way that matches what I'm wearing today. I'll have to look at the different traits. But not at this moment. Let's just get rid of some of this. I'm not worried about that. Wow, I have way too many mines on me. Which is pretty much any. I don't use them. Let's get rid of all that. Anything heavy here? Tablet. 11 Vortex Shards. We don't know what those are for yet, but they were coming off of all the Vortex Phantoms. And I'm missing one of the logs. I think it'll be interesting at some point in time to go back up to the Oracle, the station, and find that log just for completion. Ben says, not gonna lie, I'm glad we can join Varun. Gonna keep you pulled up on my phone, but gonna hop on and see if I can get this started. Go for it, man. Play. I do this so that you can watch while you're playing, or for the folks that can't play yet. And because I'm having fun, because that's what this is about. You should have fun, I should have fun, we should be having fun. That's the whole point of all this. What else do I need to see? I think I've uncovered everything except the house. And I'm not going to worry about the house right now. What is that? There's a Chunks. There's a Chunks way out there in the middle of nowhere. We're going to go to Chunks eventually. What I need is Ekris. Let's go talk to Ekris.
I do not think you would want...
So many have been displaced. How many more have been lost?
Is he up the hill? How do I get up there? Clearly, I have taken a wrong turn. So I also need to get to learn the lay of the land without jetpacking everywhere. So this is like a compound off to the side. Not refugees.
I need a drink.
Emergency assistance of some sort. This is inside the city walls. Got it. Right next to the ship. The Varun Depository. Now, we were here earlier. This is the bank? Let's see if somebody in here will
Do
talk
let
to
me
me.
know if anything has caught your eye. I was
Not a
hoping
bank.
you would eventually stumble into my shop. Welcome.
You're one of two people who will actually talk to me. What an unusually friendly greeting.
Oh, yes. I imagine it's been difficult for you.
She's empathetic.
It's rare that an off-worlder finds their way to Dazra. But not just any
An
off-worlder.
open-minded Varun.
One that's able to speak with a Nazca Varun himself, which in the eyes of the citizens of Dazra moves you up from the suspiciously curious category to the dangerously unique one.
I didn't actually try to say anything to him, did I? I can hear him.
Where
Introduce yourself,
are my
please.
manners?
Nalada
I'm
Brady.
Nalada Brady.
Brady?
Forgive me for not starting our conversation that way. I've been
She doesn't have a
a
house
bit
name.
distracted of late. My brother Qasim has been missing for days. I'm beginning to worry that something terrible has happened to him.
We can help. We like to help. I don't need to hear your... Okay,
Yes,
I care.
Thank you. But my problems need not burden you. If you want to take a look at what my shop has to offer, well, you let me know.
Let's do that.
I'm
like
sure
to see
we
your
can strike
wares.
a bargain.
What does she have? Apparel. A shielded lab outfit? Oh, that's nice. Yes, I'll take one of those. I like that lab outfit too. She sells lab outfits. That's all good. We like that. Aid. Ship parts. Groat stuff. Okay, so she'll sell that. Resources, that all looks pretty normal. Digipix? Oh, she sells Digipix. Okay. So we can get food and some basic resources, and so far we can't find anything above our pay grade. We're gonna have to pull out some more tricks and actually talk to an Asco or something. It all looks pretty cool. What's this? What are you doing?
Great serpent.
So the elevator doesn't work at this point. So we're here. This is the compound where they're handing out supplies. We've got the ship. The gun shop that won't sell us anything. World's Rest. I didn't check to see if they would sell us anything. The question I have is, how do we get back here? Looks like we can just walk through the path. Nice.
Please help me. I am terrified.
Oh, there's an elevator. The morning level. So we have a base level, spaceport level. Let's take a look at this real quickly. I didn't mean to go back down. I was hoping there were 3 levels. Andreja's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Okay, so we're at that's the spaceport level. And that may or may not work. The keep. Looks pretty cool. We like it. Oh, look at the view.
Remember this.
Wait a minute.
We are always watching.
That's very cool. We're not going to solve that dispute yet. Let's go find out what Ekris has to say.
The things they expect me to accomplish.
He's very serious
Well, look who it is.
and skeptical.
You have made quite a stir. And
I should
given
have.
the
I knew I
state
should have
of
gotten a
things,
tattoo.
That is a singular accomplishment. To what do I owe the honor, Reverend?
He doesn't sound like he respects my new status. Malibor says, work on the morning device must proceed. The High Council told me to help your project.
Did he now? How magnanimous. But approval is approval, and I will gladly take it. I will spare you much of the technical detail, as I confess that pieces of it I barely understand myself. One cannot help but notice the energy field around the scaled citadel. Until we can get through it, we cannot
Thanks,
shut
Mowgli,
down
that's
the
right.
experiment inside.
Hey, Rook.
And it has proved quite impossible to.
I do like everybody here better than I like
We
Neva.
had the beginnings of a plan to build a makeshift
Even the
contraption
ones that don't
to
want to talk to
redirect
me.
grav drive energy to see if we could penetrate the barrier, but the project came to a halt. Politics got in the way. Every one of the houses needs to contribute, and everyone realized they could potentially use it for leverage. What should have been a cooperative effort turned contentious. Easy decisions became negotiations. And so, construction never began. We have sat here, staring at this disaster as supplies pile up for well over a week now. Serpent help us, it is infuriating.
Sounds like things aren't so great here in paradise. Great Serpent notwithstanding, you can't get things done. Why do you need the council's approval? I've been here 10 minutes and the council is already annoying. Yeah, let's do
I
that.
don't disagree, but allow me to impart some advice. Most would consider
Okay,
that
so don't say
disloyal,
that.
possibly even
Okay, if you say
heresy.
so.
Keep that kind of talk to yourself. I believe I've done enough complaining for now. Time to get to work.
Okay, buddy. You're my new friend.
If
Let's
you're
get to
here,
work.
the council has likely sent word to the houses that it's time to stop the infighting. I doubt it will be enough. I need to oversee
got it.
construction here, make sure things are built to specifications. If you could follow up with the houses, that may speed up the process. I appreciate that someone around here is eager to get to work. House Fetal owes us access codes for the city power grid. It's the only way to guarantee enough power to activate the device. House Kadik was supposed to provide a young scientist named Sahima to help me. She had at least some experience with the original Citadel experiment. No idea why they refused to send her. And
Is she
Hasmek,
busy?
the new elder of House Dulkef, he has been distant, guarded. He claims to have vital information about an important component of the experiment, but has withheld it until now. Help me get what we need, and we will see what we can do for the Speaker, and for House Varun. And I may have something that can help you in whatever trials the Serpent puts before you as we navigate this. We have been
Wait a
really
minute.
overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but
Oh, I
I
couldn't
have
see it. I'm
still
gonna have to open
spent
the
some time doing my own research when I can. These phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really. If only there were some less disastrous way. we
If there
could
was a less
discover
disastrous way to discover this. Yeah. If it's not something that will help me get rid of phantoms, I don't care about it.
I know. I have lost friends and colleagues myself. We have encountered several interesting phenomena. First, while the phantoms shift to
Oh,
a fully
good.
human form when killed, they often retain small shards that appear to be an
What do we do with
almost
them?
crystallized version of vortex energy.
What can we do?
Second, we have learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even greater disturbance.
Oh, great.
Horrors,
I haven't seen those
as they
yet.
have been colloquially termed, can appear from somewhere. We are unsure of their origin, but it is not within our universe.
So
These
kill the
horrors
phantoms,
and their spawn
then you get
are
bugs.
infested with cysts, a
Phantom
seemingly
bugs.
organic manifestation of vortex energy. We have managed to collect enough to run experiments and have devised a method of combining them
Grenade
into an
material.
explosive mixture with varying properties.
You're my hero.
While they have no use in the development of the morning device, if you find yourself out in the field, I believe they could have more practical
He
applications.
is the grenade man. Nice. You had me at explosive mixture. You got it, man. So here's a good reason to have demolitions.
Well, then allow me to provide you with a few starting samples.
Thank you, sir.
The process is simple enough that any industrial workstation should suffice, if you have the materials. And depending on how you combine said materials, you may find the results to be somewhat variable. I hope you can use that to your advantage.
We're going to make so many grenades.
Not enough to have prevented it from happening. If I had any idea it was going to turn out like this, it had been Inasco's primary goal for some time.
Like he was
A
going
way
to tell Inasco.
recreate Jinan
stop.
Varun's encounter with the Great Serpent. Everything we knew about grav drive technology, every scientific advancement we'd made in the last 100 years was poured into it. Towards the end, I was just so exhausted. I asked for a brief time off. Had I not, I would be trapped in there with the rest of this team.
The Great Serpent said you needed to be out here with us. That's where I'm going to take it. Oh, that's exactly what they're saying. Yeah.
Yes. I am sure that is how some would see it.
Maybe not you?
I
You don't see it that
left
way?
the project weeks before the disaster. And at that point, we were nowhere near ready. Some breakthroughs were made shortly thereafter. And they ran the experiment. And here we are.
Is there anything else you can
Yes.
give me?
Depending on how much trouble you're getting into. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research when I can. These
Cool.
phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject.
Yeah, we just had this conversation, so. That's great, though. So, he wants us to talk to the houses. That is a side quest. The duel is a side quest. We can stop that. We could actually walk down there and do that one if we wanted to. But I think it's probably going to lead us someplace else, and I don't want to get distracted by that right now. So, he said I can use any industrial workbench. Are there any workbenches? We'll go back to the ship and use one in a minute. Who are these guys?
Do not agitate the locals. Many have already
Thanks,
lost
buddy.
everything.
Assist House Kadik. Cool place.
House Kadik seems to have remained largely unscathed. How fortunate for them.
Yes. They positioned themselves outside of the blast radius 100 years ago. Well, this looks great.
Reverend.
Who's that? She's friendly. Or at least cordial. Ooh, they have the nice plants.
This is exactly the impression we don't want to give.
Oh, this is her.
See how all this works in our favor?
People's
It's
bedrooms.
not up for discussion. I won't risk what we've worked so hard to achieve.
Jimal.
It's done.
No,
Ozma.
you'd risk our future and reputation as a house.
Everything is suspicious.
You are
Mowgli.
the chosen elder.
Everything is sus.
Ah, don't patronize me. The Great Serpent spared our house. We are favored here. And shouldn't you get back to the council? We can't afford to be
Oh,
absent
she's the
at a time
emissary
like
or
this.
something like that.
I guarantee I'm not missing much. But you're right. I'll be heading back soon enough. Yes?
See ya. She's got that Ryujin Uluru vibe.
So, Akaris has sent our newest reverend to
Maybe the
inquire
same
about
voice
Sahina.
actors.
Don't worry. Jimal's already told me all about you. I'm Razma, elder of House Kadik and head of the Ministry of Conjunction.
Conjunction.
Well, it's also an honor to meet one as interesting as yourself. I wouldn't have suspected an outsider to be made promised. But who am I to argue with the Great Serpent's choice?
Yeah, when the snake talks, you listen. Nice. We need Sahima to help recalibrate the morning device. The council sent me to get your cooperation. All I need is Sahima. Oh, this sounds like the most polite option.
I know the council is looking to Sahima for answers. But the truth is, she's been taken.
Oh, no.
Along with other members of the house. They're being
Okay.
held hostage by zealots.
Oh, do I get to
Now
shoot
they're
him?
demanding negotiations.
This is a major overreach. I have never known the Zealots to be so bold.
Well, I don't think they would be killing their own people indiscriminately, right? So it seems to me that
The zealots have yet to name specifics. At best, they'll demand
yeah,
an inordinate
and we heard
amount
in
of
some of the
credits
intro
or
videos that they're
firearms.
trying to find a place.
Worst case, a seat at the High Council, or even
At the High Council, yeah.
reinstatement of their house.
I think they played her
House
quote to
Malene.
us.
They know we can't risk Sahima for Dazra's sake. So, they won't hold back when it comes to demands. House Malene was fully dedicated to Jandar Varun.
Javak's
They
brother?
objected when his brother, Jarek,
Jarek's
was
brother.
chosen to take
Besides
over
Javak.
as leader. They knew he would bring an end to the Serpent's Crusade. It's why they abandoned their house and became the zealots you know today. To continue what they believe is Jinan and Jandar's work.
All right, we got it. Jandar is
Jinan Varun had twin sons,
Jarek's brother.
Jarek and Jandar. Jandar fully supported the Serpent's Crusade, and to many in House Malene,
Was there a Mrs. Varun?
was the best
Like,
suited
I'm pretty sure
to take
Jinan
over
did
for
not
his
have twin
father.
sons. Just saying. Okay,
Aha.
let's see if we
My
can get the
thoughts
hostages.
exactly. Normally, I'd have agents doing everything possible to find them. But we too suffered losses. We need to be here. Present. I couldn't risk more lives. It's the only reason I even agreed to these negotiations. But now that you're here, I can finally take action.
I'll bring Sahima and the hostages home. No negotiations needed.
And that is where the issue lies.
We don't know.
I don't know where the zealots are keeping Sahima, but
It's okay. We'll
I
find.
have a good idea who does. Their name is Merrick. Merrick is a Kadik, and they also work for me as an agent in the Ministry of Conjunction. This is where matters get complicated.
I failed to see what's so complicated. People's lives are at stake. Sounds like Merrick is my next stop. I hope you aren't being lenient because he's related to you. If Merrick knows... Yeah, okay, so that's the complication. Just tell us.
As I said, Merrick works for me in the Ministry of Conjunction. They've been establishing an inside relationship with the
Oh.
Zealots for some time now. On my orders. Forcing them to give up the information could jeopardize all they've worked for. So don't expect them to be forthcoming. Get the information any way you see fit.
No
As long
physical
as no
harm.
Physical harm
We're gonna have to sneak?
comes to them.
Understood.
Is it a stealth mission? Zealots took your people. How can you be so calm? You're establishing a relationship with the Zealots.
Merrick is proud of what they've accomplished, so I doubt they'll give up information easily. If being persuasive isn't your strong suit, perhaps appealing to their substantial ego may help. If you can stomach it. Just don't be
So when
direct.
Avaroon tells you there's some
I'm
substantial
sure it would put
ego
them on the
involved,
defensive. Either that
there's some substantial ego
make them
involved.
completely unwilling to talk.
Okay.
What
were you doing
better
with the
way
Zealots,
to
lady?
surveil a threat?
Okay.
It's
that's your story.
important for us to know what the Zealots may be targeting, to stay one step ahead.
Okay,
See
let's
that
do it.
you do. You'll find Merrick upstairs in the meditation room.
Oh, he's in the same building with us. So I don't know. I did save a couple of points. You probably can't see him here. What's my persuasion at? I saved a couple of points. Let's burn one. We'll go up to 50%. I usually max that one out anyway. So where is? Okay, so that's it. Let's just go upstairs. Let's see where he's at. I am wearing persuasion attire, am I not? Yeah, all the Varun gear is persuasion. I wonder if that's gonna... I wonder if that means we're gonna be doing a lot of this. And we're gonna go over the top with a little drink. Cabernet Chunkignon. These Varun don't know how persuasive we can be after having some chunks. What's up, buddy? Hey, Mirik. How are you?
My favorite person.
I wasn't trying to talk to you.
Are you sure you must go?
She just sniped me. She ran right in. How about Mirik? Okay, how about you come over here and stop hopping around in the background? Come on. Come this way. Well, at least she stopped hopping.
You're no member of House Kadik. What are you doing here?
I'm looking for tattoo ideas, maybe? I'm here to see you. May not be a member of the house, but there's only... It's communicating with Nasco Varun. Oh, that's kind of snarky.
And you are? Ah, the heretic turned promised.
I
I was
did.
wondering when our paths would cross.
Today's the day. It's your
So
lucky day,
tell
buddy.
me, what would a chosen one such as yourself want with someone like me?
I'm looking for a certain zealot base. I think you know the one.
I'm sorry. Did you
Hey,
say
Dan.
zealots? Why would I know anything about such
I
extremists?
am running about a 21%
Absolutely
XP
ridiculous.
boost. I'll show you in a little while. Rosma sent me. You can drop the act. So out with it. All must serve and all that. Oh, should I just tell him? You can drop the act.
So much for confidentiality. I guess this means the High Council is still asking Auntie Rosma where Sahima is.
Auntie Rosma.
And if you're here making demands,
I'm not
she
demanding
obviously
anything.
has decided to make use of you rather than undergo sincere negotiations. I see what's going on here.
This is the ego play.
Well, I am one of the few to garner any amount of trust with the Zealots, so she should be.
Yes,
I
and you
can't
dress
imagine
well.
where the Ministry of Conjunction would be without me.
It's impressive to be trusted over more senior members. You must have put a lot of work to make that happen.
Yes, I can see the jealousy all over their faces. It's nice to see I'm being properly recognized. I may excel in my skills, but it doesn't mean the
He has
hours I
Excel
put in
skills.
are any less.
I don't think that's what he said. Wow, you really are full of yourself. Good work takes time, no matter how talented you are.
There's still research, analysis, documentation. Too much documentation, if you ask me. But altogether, I have the exact talents needed to do this job, which is why I was entrusted with the Zealots in the first place. I admit it hasn't always been easy. They are Zealots, you know.
I can imagine how hard it must be to have earned the Zealot's trust. I can't do this anymore. It takes a lot to deal with the levels of stress you must be experiencing.
Some days, it takes everything.
That's right, buddy.
I can't even tell you how much time and effort it's been to sway the Zealots my way.
Well, you can
Not
tell
to
me.
mention the
I'm
stress
trustworthy.
over my own personal well-being. I may be the best at what I do, but I'm not stupid. The Zealots do have the element of unpredictability. I was wondering when your own agenda would come into play.
Well, you know, I'm worried
I've
about
worked
her.
hard to obtain my position with the Zealots. And like I've told Rosma 1,000 times, I have no reason to believe they're going to hurt my dear cousins, especially Sahima.
Oh,
So, as far as I'm concerned, that information stays with me.
oh, wait a minute. We have manipulation. One of the things I did preparing for Shattered Space was the Ryujin questline so I could do manipulation. Although we still have persuasion. I wonder if I keep the manipulation option. We'll see. Let's see if we can
As
persuade
much
him.
as I'd like to help you, I don't think so.
Putting a lot of you can't trust the Zealots.
When you put it that way. If anything, they are unpredictable. Point taken.